So I'm back. Hey, what's going on? It's Matt. Welcome back to the channel. Not really a channel anymore. And just kind of wanted to make this video because my year-long saga is finally over with my health. And I've been kind of posting on other socials under the Yankee Tanker moniker. So if you belong to the Facebook group or if you belong to any of the other socials that I have, I've been kind of hinting that I want to come back and start making videos. And it's been trying, to say the least. About a year ago today, I think it was in December of 2021, I made a video basically telling what happened and why I had made videos in like probably 6 or 7 months, and it was because I had emergency surgery. And in that video, I kind of highlighted some things, and I'll link it somewhere up here, and I apologize. I haven't filmed in so long. I haven't shot in so long photos that my memory of lighting, and if this is even going to come out good, kind of is foggy, so I'm going to have to get back into the swing of things. But in that video, I kind of highlighted what happened, and if you haven't watched it, or if you don't want to watch the whole thing, in October of 2021, my stomach exploded and I had emergency surgery. And that emergency surgery, they literally gut me like a fish, and I had 2 colostomy bags when I came out of that one. And it was a very scary time for me because they told me it was possibly cancer. It wasn't, but the fact is that I walked into an emergency walk-in clinic, and then they said, you got to go to the hospital. So I drove myself to the hospital. They did a CT scan, said, hey, your stomach exploded. You're septic. You've got about 24 hours to live. We need to do emergency surgery. That was the starting point. That's where that video kind of touched upon back in December of 2021. I thought I had 1 surgery left, which I thought would have happened in March or April of 2022. It wasn't the case. Turns out that my first surgeon made a lot of mistakes. She didn't do a good job. I'll leave it at that. And essentially what ended up happening was given a new surgeon who I absolutely adore now. But because he didn't do the first surgery, he made it abundantly clear to me that he was going to go into what he called a landmine field. He didn't know what he was getting involved with my insides. And they did, I got rotor-rootered. I did a colonoscopy before that one. They went through the normal way, but they also went through my bag. And then everything looked okay. During that process, they found a huge hole in my bladder. He made it clear to me that he was going to fix that while he was in there. And that the possibility of me waking up from the second surgery was that I could still have a colostomy bag, and then I would also have a full-length catheter. I know this stuff doesn't really sound pleasant, and that's not really what I want this video to be about. But what ended up happening was I kind of said to myself, one of those bad things is going to happen. The catheter wasn't going to be permanent, and hopefully the colostomy bag wasn't going to be permanent. Well, I woke up from the second surgery. Let me backtrack a little. 2 months before my second surgery, I got laid off, which was just perfect timing. So I got laid off from a job that I really wasn't enjoying anyway, so it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. During that time before the second surgery, which was in May of this year, I landed a dream job. I work from home now, and I work for one of the best companies on the planet. And I'm not going to say too much, but they have theme parks. So I'm really enjoying my time there, and it was a blessing in disguise. Anyway, go to the second surgery. I slated to start my new job 5 days after the second surgery because I thought, I'm just going to have one of these things and it's a work from home. Well, the surgery went really wrong. And it went from a 4-hour surgery to an 8-hour surgery. I woke up with not a colostomy, but an ileostomy bag, which is on the other side of your body, and it's higher up in your digestive tract. And it's worse than a colostomy bag, hands down. And I woke up with a full-length catheter, which was fantastic. So I had the catheter for about 4 weeks, and then I had the ileostomy up until my final surgery, which literally just happened like 3 weeks ago. Oddly enough, almost a year to the date, of the emergency surgery. This one was on October 14th of this year. I woke up with no bag and fully reconnected. The second surgery, like I said, went really wrong. They took out 2/3 of my colon. They flipped my stomach. They took out my appendix. They fixed this huge hole in my bladder. And so I'm healthy, but I still can't work out. I still can't, lift things that are over 10 pounds for a couple more weeks. But I'm really excited to get back into the gym. But more importantly, I'm really excited to get back to filming and hiking and skiing and just living life again. And I just kind of want to talk really about the real purpose of this video is, besides me rambling, it's not to loop everybody in. I'm extremely grateful. I learned a lot about myself. There was a ton of crying. There was a ton of frustration. There was a ton of mess, so to speak. I purchased 2 new mattresses in the last year. I've had the carpets cleaned about 9 times. But I'm extremely grateful. I lost some friends, not by their accord, but my own. I blew up some bridges. And when I say blew up, I exploded the shit out of them. And I also gained some new friends, but I also gained relationships that I hadn't had in a real long time back. And we're talking a long, long time. So one of the things I just kind of wanted to touch upon is that I've never viewed myself as a tough guy. I am 6'4", I'm 240 now. I've lost weight, but a lot of that's muscle that I've lost. But I never knew how mentally strong I was. And I've had some pretty tough things happen to me in my life, but not for the extended period of time that I went through. And this was a whole year of being a single dad, a whole year of living in Northern California, where I have one good friend that lives close by, and he doesn't even live that close by. And I kind of was a dick to him halfway through the process of this past year. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was kind of losing my mind. I just wanted to be left alone and kind of self-sabotaging a little. And I own that. And thankfully, he and I are still friends. I love the guy to death. He's like a brother to me. But I never really kind of counted myself as someone who could handle that. I always kind of said, if I lost my arm, I probably would want to die. Or if I became paralyzed, I would want to die. This is, what happened to me was not really to the extreme of that, but it was still pretty extreme. I had to learn how to live a whole brand new life. I had to deal with a medical device that would constantly leak, that would constantly break, that I would have to constantly empty every 30 minutes. I'm not trying to be graphic in this video, but I would eat something and 20 minutes later I'd be dealing with it, so to speak. Couldn't take normal showers. It was something, I couldn't go swimming with my daughter. I did not feel comfortable going hiking. I didn't feel comfortable, doing a lot of things. And it was just really taxing. And, not being able to really kind of move the way that I used to be able to move, it was just very frustrating. And so kind of what I'm saying is this, is that I found this internal strength at the very end of my journey. Like I said, I cried a lot and I lost my shit a couple of times, just self-sabotaging, and I realized it's just not the way to handle it. And I kind of came to some clarity at the very end. It was this is not permanent, and I should be so grateful that it's not permanent, that I get to go back to living a I would say a normal life. And anybody that's going through something like this, you need to know that give yourself time and patience, and give yourself the ability to break down, to cry, to lose your shit, and you'll get through it. Friends and family are nice. I don't have any family that lives anywhere remotely close to me. My father lives in North Carolina, not Northern California. I live in Northern California. My mother is gone. She passed away in 2020, so these last couple of years have not really been a peachy thing for me. But I'm still here, and I feel a really big sense of calm with me. And I think a lot of that has to do with is that I made it through something that I consider was pretty adverse. Like I said, I didn't lose anything. I'm not incapacitated in any way for the rest of my life, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to loop everybody in saying, hey, I'm going to try to come back to doing videos. I do miss it. I like being, informative, and I like sharing my opinion. But in the same breath, like, I don't know how consistent I'm going to be with it. I do plan on going back and filming hiking and fishing videos. I mentioned that last video, and then I did one video, and then everything just kind of went haywire because it was right when I found out that my first surgeon really screwed me up. So this is my attempt to getting back to making a video. And this is also my attempt to anybody who watches this. Feel free to email me. It is in my bio on YouTube. If you just want to talk over email, or if you even want to talk on the phone, if you're going through something, you'll make it through. Friends and family are nice, like I was going to say, but at the end of the day, you're alone with yourself. Even if you have roommates or a spouse. I now have a dog, which is going to be great. She's sleeping right over there. I got her about 2 weeks ago for myself, but also for my daughter. Great little dog. Not dog, she's actually a big dog. She's still a puppy. I'm sure you will all meet her soon. Her name is Daisy May. But if you're going through something, you'll make it through. Because like I said, I'd never considered myself someone that could make it through. I kind of thought that I would quit. I kind of thought that I would give up and throw my hands in the air and just kind of fall on the ground and be kind of like a limp noodle. And I didn't. The bags were obviously the biggest hindrance for me because they were on my body and they were something that I deal with a lot. But I still went camping one time. I still got on planes to go to Christmas and see my dad and bring my daughter along. I still got up when I had to go to an office, still got up and went to work and got dressed. So I don't know. I'm rambling, but this is the first time I've been on camera in almost a year. So I'm not surprised. My point is, and the title of this video is probably going to be, "You're stronger than you think you are." You are. You really, really are. And I think anybody who has the thought process that I do, that maybe you're living this false life or that you're not good enough, it took this happening to me to realize that I am worth a heck of a lot more than I give myself credit for. And I can do things that are just things that I never thought I could do. And I've done crazy shit. I mean, between hiking and backpacking crazy places and going, cave diving, I've done crazy stuff. That's not my point. My point is just like, just stick to your guns and break down and cry and lose your shit. But anyway, so different subject real quickly. I am going to start making content again. Like I said, I don't know how consistent it's going to be, but at the end of the day, it is going to include some photography stuff because I happen to be doing photography for a very long time. No, that is not mine, but there's other ones that people have seen, and I love it, and it's something that I've done since I was younger. And when my mother passed away, I got into it again because I realized that I didn't have enough photos of my mom and my daughter and of me. And I mostly do landscape stuff, but I've kind of fallen into doing kids' parties and stuff like that because my daughter's schoolmates have seen things, and they're like, "Oh, can you take pictures?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So not going to be a photography channel. Still going to be mostly a gear review and outdoor view, like outdoor stuff, and everything that has to do with camera gear will have to do with hiking or fishing. I'm not going to film on a GoPro anymore. If I do film my fishing adventures, unfortunately, it still will be on a GoPro, so the quality of sound won't be that great. But like I said in the beginning of this video, like if the lighting's not good right now or the audio's not good right now, I apologize. I'm a little rusty. So anyway, thank you to anybody and everybody that reached out to me. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for, I don't know, somehow I got to 4,000 subscribers and I haven't made a video in almost a year. So thanks for that too. Hope to see you soon. I have a lot of stuff that companies have sent me that I have to review, that I kind of had to tell them my situation. So some of it might be off color, but it is going to be all camping, hiking, fishing related. And I hope to take you on some hiking trips. Like I said, I can't hike just yet, but I will be able to when the weather turns again in the springtime. And hopefully I'll have my puppy along with me for the adventure. Thanks for watching these things. Stay positive. That's it, man. That's it.